Alright, ladies and gentlemen. New week, new Odyssey, new game mode. Before we get into the Odyssey, first of all, let's get rid of this. If you guys want to see me play more Legends, let me know. I thought it was worthwhile enough to spend the extra $15 on. So I do have access to it. So if you want to see more Legends gameplay, let me know. Maybe I'll release a few videos or stream it a couple of times. See how we go. Anyway. Other than that, onto the Odyssey. Now you will notice that I am a little bit late in terms of the Odyssey, and that is because I had quite a plethora of things happen at work on Thursday, and then cascaded to after work at home. So I didn't have a whole lot of time. So I'm going to be recording both part 1 and part 2 in a row, but still splitting them up because I feel like it's more digestible. Anyway. Holy shit, I don't even care. I don't even care what this Odyssey's about. Don't even give a shit. I'm just gonna blind pick, and I think it's gonna work well. Do I need anything else? Probably not. Let's actually read and see what we got. Flare 'em up. You like fire? We got tons of it. Okay. Double HP mobs on Streambed, maybe Iron Spice Islands, and Impoppable on Sulphur Springs. Round 40 start. Okay. That's chill. I love it. Oh my god, I'm gonna have a nice evening. Isn't that great? What heroes do we get? Fire, eh? This man shoots darts. Shoots arrows. Sorry, Quincy. You shoot arrows. That's fire. That is voodoo magic. That is holy magic. That's a gun. I guess you could argue fire power. But that's a gun. I suppose that's also a gun, but at the very least that's a flamethrower, you know? I'm gonna go with my boy on this one. We love Quincy. Flare him up, you like fire? We got tons of it. Maybe I should go with Gwen. It feels more on theme. Yeah, go on, we'll stick with Gwen. Alright, I'm still happy with the choices that I made. Do I want a Pelly? Nah, fuck it. Gut instinct tells me that my choices are perfect and there's nothing ever wrong with them. And if I lose, that's entirely someone else's fault. Aww, feels like it's been way too long since I last played on this map. Adorable. Alright, let's do it. Playing BTD6. Knowing that there won't be a boss fight coming. Kinda nice. But yeah, I do really enjoy the Legends game mode. I know they're probably gonna release a bunch of different updates for it, including probably new little side quests to complete along the pathway. Potentially gonna include different bosses. I've only seen 2. I've seen Vortex and Blastopopolis. I haven't been paying much attention because usually I try and hide away from bosses, so there's probably more in there. I've just been trying to blank them out of my mind. But those are the only 2 I've taken on, I guess would be more accurate. But yeah, it honestly seems like really good fun. I must admit, there is a lot of just regular map fighting, which I don't think is a bad thing, but I think it can be, it'll get tedious and potentially stale. At the moment, I'm still enjoying it, and you know, you get your 3 tokens afterwards, but I think it's going to go down a similar route to Slay the Spire, where if you're playing Slay the Spire, early game tips and tricks is avoid as many regular encounters as you can, because typically the special event encounters or the elite boss, like harder difficulty encounters, gonna give you so much better rewards than just the regular common trash. And luckily in Slay the Spire, you can navigate a lot better. Or you get a lot more variety and options in the different paths you can take. Whereas at the moment in Legends, it feels like it doesn't matter what path you take, you're still going to encounter a shitload of regular tiles. And for the most part, now bear in mind I've only completed like the first whole map. I got kicked off my free trial on the second map like partway through. So I don't exactly know what goes on beyond those limits. But for the most part, the regular tiles are pretty easy to do. They're just tedious to get through. Because it's like, oh, I've got to do these rounds again. Yeah, sure, yeah. And like, sometimes you get multiple regular encounters in a row, and it's just like, why? Why am I doing this? I'm looking for special effects. I'm looking for special events. You know, boss fights, mini games, rest spots. You know, merchants. I'm looking for all the special stuff. I'm not looking for the actual regular ass balloon popping. Also, there definitely needs to be a speed up animations button in that game. Holy shit. Holy crap. Like, if you're a Pokemon Go player, you know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. The animations it takes for your little monkey to navigate through the map takes so fucking long. And to back out of a game and come back in to retry your current round, oh my god, years of my life taken away. All because they decided to put the play the map button somewhere that wasn't the bottom right corner of the screen. So now you've got to like... I know this sounds very, very pathetic of a problem, but it's not in the bottom right of the screen where it always is for like Odysseys or like starting a match. I don't know. Is that where it is when you start like just a regular ass fight? I don't know. I can't actually picture it now. Let's just beat the boss, aka Moab. But yeah, the play the map button is in a different spot, and it takes like 3, maybe 4 extra seconds to get back into the map, and oh my god, it doesn't feel too bad. But if you've restarted a round in an Odyssey or in a regular game over and over and over and over and over again just to try something slightly different without fully restarting, you will realize the pain of having to wait a couple of extra seconds every time you want to restart. Woof. It is horrendous. Anyway, the game mode itself, I absolutely adore. I imagine it's going to get loads of updates and lots of love in the future updates, even if it's just like minor things on the side rather than a major thing. But yeah, I am looking forward to seeing where they go with it. Because at the moment I'm enjoying myself quite a lot. I think they need more relics. I think they need relics that have crazier features. I also think they need more relics that aren't specifically attached to an individual tower. Yeah. Because at the moment, my strategy is pretty samey, you know? Although I haven't really tested out all the different heroes that you can use. So I do need to play around with it a lot more, but that's another thing. It takes a while. Like, to get through the first sort of campaign, I guess you would call it. Just to get to the boss fight and beat it. Admittedly, you know, it was my first time doing it, and it was both a learning experience and a sort of tutorial and explaining what I'm learning type video. It took me like over an hour, I believe, maybe just under an hour, like 55 minutes or something, to get to the boss fight and actually do the boss fight. There's 5 stages. Ninja Kiwi want us to invest potentially 5 hours into beating an entire campaign of Legends, which is crazy. I kinda like it, but it's crazy. Like, you can stop at any point and you can back out, save your spot or whatever, but crazy, yes. Also, obviously I don't know this because I'm not that heavily invested, and I've got many other things to occupy my time with as of late. But I really hope there's a good reward for fully getting through and completing all 5 stages. I've heard there's a unique badge that you can get that will show off how many runs you've completed or something. I don't know. I remember reading about that somewhere, but I don't recall the full details on it. Either way, I heard something about a unique badge. $20, give it. Either way, that sounds cool, right? That sounds cool, it sounds nice. However, I'm thinking some sort of permanent upgrade or permanent perk. Not within the whole game. Maybe within the whole game, who knows? Maybe that'd be a good way to show off the Legends feature. No. Not within the whole game. Not within the whole game. That's pay to win. That is actually pay to win. No. Scrap that idea, that's a terrible idea. Just within the Legends feature, I think would be best and easier to implement anyway. If there was some sort of permanent buff or perk that you could get from completing a full set of 5 campaigns, I think that would be amazing. Even if it's just like, no matter who you pick, no matter like what hero, what party, what perks, what anything, you will always have a 000 Dart Monkey in your party, you know? And then like, every further completion, you'd be able to unlock a new tower to have in your party. However, similarly to Monkey Knowledge, no, not similarly to Monkey Knowledge, similarly to sort of relics when you're starting off, you can only have a set amount of these perks active at once. So for example, you couldn't bring along, you know, an entire team's worth of free Insta-Monkeys alongside your actual team, which essentially just turns it into regular BTD6 a lot of the time. No, I think it would be cool to have permanent party members that don't give a shit who your hero is. Or just some sort of permanent upgrade in general, you know, I don't know, like +1 PS on everything or something. I don't know how busted that would be, but I think that would be a cool idea for people that make it all the way to finishing 5 campaigns on a single hero. I think they should get some sort of awesome bonus because of it. No pun intended. But hell yeah. Anyway, back to the Odyssey. So, Legends is just on my mind constantly. Not in like an obsessive way, but like in terms of, ooh, this is a new thing. I wanna give my 2 cents on how I think it's going, what I think they can improve, and things like that. Burn. Should we go for a Crossbow Master? Yeah. Classic. Crossbow Master in the thumbnail. I've always got that photo ready when I need it. Oh god. This always fucking happens. One of the emails at work had their password changed but nobody is great at communicating that. So a lot of the time when someone needs to access that email and it's like, oh, this password has been changed recently. Well, what's the new one? Typically, then someone will have to send a message in one of the group chats being like, the fuck is it, guys? Why don't you tell us? And then for whatever reason, our major company no, our parent company, no, not parent company, sibling company, I guess that's the best way to describe it. Our sibling company, that happens, older sibling company, that's better. Because they're slightly better and more improved than us, but we're still cool, and much cooler than them, let's be honest. But yeah, our elder sibling company over east also, for whatever reason, has the capability to change our passwords. So sometimes they'll just change it to some bullshit and we'll look at it and go, why? Painful. Very painful. Although I do love it because every time I happen to be using a computer at work and it asks me, hey, for security reasons, you need to change this password. What's the new password gonna be? I love just taking advantage of that and being like, I'm gonna put some dumb shit. Because usually the passwords at work are fucking boring. I'll give you an example that is not accurate, but the structure is similar, if you know what I mean. So let's take some numbers that we have on the screen and some pictures. The password, for example, would be cactus 55, and then every now and then chuck on like a hashtag at the end or some shit, right? Stupid, secure, maybe passwords, right? But then there are the passwords for the actual laptops at work themselves. And those, I know for a fact, aren't exactly gonna just get fucking magically remotely hacked into. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not a tech whiz. I don't know that for sure. But I do know that the motherfuckers at work don't want the laptops. They're not gonna try and steal them. You know why? Because if you unplug them from the charging port, they will die in like 5 minutes. Anyway, I'm gonna keep going with this Odyssey, but there will be a split right about here.